Coming up next, Business Report producer David Weir talks with one of South Florida's top lawyers, Brian LaBovick, who, he and his wife, head up an innovative and state-of-the-art law firm labeled LaBovick and LaBovick. Dave asked Brian how his firm was created.
LaBovick and LaBovick is a law firm of some really wonderful Florida and outside of Florida-based attorneys. Our tagline is civil justice prosecutors. That comes from the history that myself and my wife have as prosecutors. We both started out at the Dade County State Attorney's Office under Janet Reno. She stayed there after we graduated law school. I went on to the U.S. Department of Justice. We've got a lot of people within our law firm that were prosecutors. So what we consider ourselves now are civil prosecutors. We are a boutique litigation-based law firm trying to right the wrongs of what goes on in our society.
And first, I want to welcome you as to being the legal editor and the sponsor of the South Florida Business Report. We really appreciate your support in this.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful show. It's a wonderful way to get out to the community, and it's important, I think, that you guys have good legal information of what's going on in the community.
And you're one of the top law firms in South Florida.
Thank you. That's nice of you to say.
Adds a little class to the show.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. But, okay, LaBovick, that's you. LaBovick, the second one, is your wife. That's a pretty interesting situation here.
You know what, it is interesting. We have been together since our second year in law school. We started dating in our first year in law school, and since that time, we have pretty much worked together seamlessly. There was a short time period where she stayed at the State Attorney's Office, and I was at the Department of Justice. But other than that, we've worked together.
Well, where'd you guys go to law school?
Miami. Miami, Florida. I came down to Miami, Florida. She's a native-born Floridian, and her parents came over here from Cuba about a year before she was born.
Wow.
So she is a first-generation American.
Well, you know what's really neat is talking to you before we taped this, is you went to the Miami University in Ohio, and then you go down to Miami University of Florida.
It's true. I grew up in Ohio. I'm a farm boy in Ohio is where I grew up.
Yeah.
I originally am from Pittsburgh, so I'm a Steelers fan at heart.
You're right.
But I grew up in Ohio, and I went to Miami of Ohio because that was the best in-state school that I found in Ohio. I loved the school. It was a great experience. I had a ring, I had a T-shirt. Why change? I didn't have a law school. I had to pick somewhere that was Miami.
So it's the same name.
Yeah, I just didn't want to change. Right. It actually was my best friend from Dayton moved to South Florida and went to USF for undergrad, and then he was at Miami Medical School. And he said, before you go, I was going to go to Boston University or Case Western. He said, before you go to any of that, come down here and let me show you UM. And I can show you that it's a great school. And he convinced me when I came down to visit him.
Yeah, you know, Brian, I write a lot of stories about this over the 25 years the show's been on the air, about the legal profession. You know, sometimes the profession has got a tarnished reputation. They've got some bad raps deserved, bad raps undeserved. And you've been in the profession. What's your comment on the reputation of the legal profession in South Florida?
My comment is that it is unfortunate that we are judged by our lowest level denominator. There are far more good attorneys in Florida than there are bad. Generally, the people that I've seen in many, many levels of the profession, whether it is large firm transactional stuff or small firm litigation stuff, even personal injury lawyers, are all very dedicated, very hardworking people concerned about their client or their cause. There are some charlatans and thieves out there, and we are judged by that level, unfortunately. There is also, Dave, a propaganda campaign waged against lawyers, a political campaign waged against lawyers that continues to provide the public with very one-sided information about what's going on in the world of business and why people now believe they need some type of tort reform to help. So that's out there, and I think there's two sides to that story. The other side doesn't have the funds or the ability to get that message effectively out to the public.
You know, Brian, I've been in South Florida here for over 40 years. I've been out on the streets, and I can testify personally that there are some really good, honest lawyers in this market.
I believe there are.
And there's a lot of guys out there who don't get any recognition, who provide services free, you know, to some really people who can't afford. Of course, the legal cost is skyrocketing. Well, that's a subject for another show.
That is a huge subject.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can talk about it a lot.
But
as far as the pro bono aspect, people that
Yeah.
provide, not only do a lot of lawyers do it out of the goodness of their heart, but the Florida bar has mandated that every lawyer in Florida has to put down on their bar application that they either attest that they're doing pro bono work, that they contribute to a pro bono cause to allow people to get free legal services, or that they on their own have created or worked for a pro bono, group. So lawyers in Florida, not only from their own goodness of their heart, but by their administrative body, the Florida Bar, are being pushed to do free legal work. All of my lawyers in my firm do free legal work.
All right, well, listen, we're running out of time.
Not completely. I don't want the audience to think that everybody's free.
Yeah.
We obviously need to make money, but,
Well, listen, God bless you. Thanks. We're really appreciative of you coming on board as a legal editor and sponsor in the South Florida Business Report, one of our great sponsors of the show. And God bless you, and we'll see more of Brian LaBovick.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for the opportunity, Dave.
All righty. God bless you.